For those of you that don't know, I went to go see who I should have matched with on Pop the Balloon, episode 113. But this is probably the worst vacation, fluid out experience I have ever had. Let's talk about it.
Damn.
Welcome back, Motivation Nation. Welcome back. It's your host, Airgordon. Listen, this lady was on Pop the Balloon. She said that she had a experience that was a nightmare. So let's let her get off into it and we're going to give our commentary. Let's see what's happening.
If only I had listened to my woman's intuition this weekend, I probably would have avoided all the drama.
All right.
For those of you that don't know, I went to go see who I should have matched with on Pop the Balloon, episode 113. But this is probably the worst vacation, fluid out experience I have ever had. Let's talk about it. So, the reason why I say my intuition spoke to me is because when I tell y'all, for somebody that's interested in me, this man does not know anything about me. He doesn't know how many siblings I have. He doesn't know where I'm from. He doesn't know if I have a master's degree, a bachelor's degree. He doesn't know anything about me. Because when I tell you, from the moment we left that show all the way up until now, me and that man have had zero in-depth conversations. So for someone to want me to come out for their birthday, and y'all, I should have said no to begin with, because when I say this man wanted me to fly myself out as a good faith measure for his birthday that he asked for me to come to. Remember that. So mind you, it's up until the week that I'm supposed to be there, and he hasn't given me an itinerary or anything in reference to what we're going to be doing while I'm in Dallas. The time that we're going to spend, how I'm getting from the airport to where I'm supposed to be going, he has not given me any information. So,
Okay, let's stop right here. Right, we're gonna let her go on. But thus far, all of this is your fault, man. I have to blame you for everything that you're gonna describe to us after this. How do you go see a guy that knows absolutely nothing about you, that you haven't taken the time out to have communication with? This makes absolutely no sense to me. And so, whatever you're about to get into, it's all your fault and you caused it. You're going to see a guy you know nothing about and he knows nothing about you. But let her go on. Y'all let me know what y'all think thus far.
I learned about the hotel that I'm quote unquote supposed to be coming to. Don't know if I'm staying there the whole weekend or not. I remember us speaking about the white party and how I don't want to go to the white party because I'm not a sociable person like that. I'm not a club person. I'm not a lounge person. That's just who I am as a person. He's like, oh, you can just stay in the hotel that I have, and I'll come back to the hotel for you. Okay. Mind you, I learned about this hotel the day of when I fly in. There is no transportation arranged for me. I didn't find out that there was going to be an Uber until I'm already walking through the airport after getting off my flight. I didn't know that. I'm a pre-planned person, so I had already set up a Turo vehicle. I get to said hotel after being in traffic for a while. He didn't tell me how far away the hotel was going to be from the airport, which is fine, whatever. I get there and he did not inform me that parking was scarce as well. Mind you, we got on FaceTime and he was like, oh yeah, I just woke up from a nap. Why you couldn't come get me from the airport after you took a nap is above me. But clearly Southern Hospital.
Hey, ma'am, he doesn't care about you. That's why he didn't come. That's why he has you paying for your own ticket. He's trying to see how far you're willing to take it for him to just swoop in, bump and jump and move on. And how are you talking about going to his birthday and don't want to be social? And he's telling you everything that you guys are going to do and you're saying you don't want to do it. So I'm not sure what your expectation is. Yeah, ma'am, it's something wrong with you. It's something completely wrong with you on this.
Reality is not truly the thing here. So I get to the hotel after just getting off my flight. I'm tired. And he has me sitting in the hotel lobby because he's not there. He's at the 7-Eleven around the corner from the hotel. You would have thought, hey, is there anything that you want to drink? I know that you're tired. I know that you've been on a flight all morning. I know you've been at Atlanta's airport since 10 o'clock that morning, and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. So is there anything that you might want? He did not ask me anything. He bought drinks for his pregame party. So I get up to the room and we're sitting there and I'm quite literally irritated. Why would I not be irritated? Because I've been on a flight all day. I have not eaten. I haven't done anything or had a chance to shower. This man didn't even want to walk down to the car to get my stuff. Like, he wasn't like, hey, let's go get your stuff. Like, what's going on? All the things. So instantly I'm irritated. So I end up leaving because I don't like unorganized. Like, I don't like chaos at all. So, mind you, he didn't call me to check on me. Hey, where are you going?
Ma'am, you love chaos, okay? You love it. You showed up in a chaotic situation. The whole planning was chaos. No, ma'am, you love chaos. And this is the reason that he didn't match with you. He didn't like you. And you don't get the hint. But you're trying to force it. And he's giving you a reaction, not the one that you wanted, but he's giving you a reaction. But let me let her go on.
Where you stand? Nothing. He didn't give a damn. I called him and I'm just like, I don't appreciate this being unorganized. He's like, well, you know, this, that, and the third. Maybe I thought I had communicated and all of the things. Nothing remotely close to an apology. So I get to my Airbnb that I booked last minute because, you know, that's kind of things that you have to do. And I go out for the night. I go do my own thing. The next morning, he calls me. And he's like, let's go to breakfast this morning. I haven't had a chance to spend time with you. You know, I want to spend time. I know there's a lot going on. Let me see you. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I get there. Only for him to open up the door, there's 3 guys laying in the living room sleep, and there's a girl in his bed who I later find out is his sister. I'm thinking we're just going to grab his pants or grab his shoes and we're going to go off to go get breakfast. No, 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 no. I spend the next 3.5 hours eating Cracker Jacks out of a bag that the hotel gave them. I guess, I don't know if it was free, complimentary, what it is.
Yeah,
but
it
I
was.
spent the next 3.5 hours cleaning the hotel. In which we leave. I drop his homeboys off to their car, and I'm looking for him. Hey, I'm back at the hotel to pick you up so we can go get breakfast or whatever, brunch or whatever the case may be. And he's not there. Instead, he calls me, sends me an address, and says, "Oh, I made a reservation. You say I don't do anything. I made a reservation."
Man, I'm starting to believe this story ain't real. It's no way somebody is this slow. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't have a better word to use. I don't. Is this story even real? Who d- who would put themselves through something like this? Y'all let me know what y'all think. I don't know no more. This is getting worse and worse by the second.
Only for me to get there and he's already there. He's like, yeah, come inside and come upstairs. And I'm like, I've never been here before. You would have thought that you would have at least waited on me or came and walked down and to get me from a place that I've never been before. Only for him to come down the steps finally to come get me. I make it to the top of the steps only to see that we are having brunch with 2 other people, his homeboys, in which they proceed to scald and embarrass me for the next hour to hour and a half. I sit at the table. They don't say anything to me. I'm on live the whole time, and they're like, "Are they really having a conversation and acting like you as though you're not there?" Yes, they are. Mind you, this is the same man during that 3.5 hour time that gave me the phone numerous of times to tell these people that, oh, this is my girlfriend. Y'all say hey to my girlfriend. I'm just as confused as these people are on the FaceTime. So finally, they acknowledge me. He's like, oh, yeah, this is Drea. His friend says, Bria. I said, who is Bria? My name is Drea. He said, oh, I thought he said Bria. I said, no. He said, how has your experience been so far? I said, terrible. He said, is there anything that went good this weekend so far? I said, no. He said, is there nothing that you can find? No. He said, I would have thought that by the time, we're going to call him Dallas, by the time Dallas made it to 30, maybe he would have grown up by then, but that's our friend, and we accept our friend for who he is, but he does have a lot of growing up to do, and you just have to accept him for who he is. Y'all are condoning bad behavior. So not only is this going on, but Dallas is laughing as though the shit is fucking funny. This is embarrassing.
No, ma'am, it is funny. It's pretty funny, and the reason that it's funny is not for the reasons that you think. It's funny because you're putting yourself through a humiliation ritual, and he's trying to see how far you're willing to take it, and you're willing to go all the way through this ritual. So yeah, this is very funny to him because you're someone that he doesn't like, that he's not taking serious, that he's made you come out there on your own dime. You've had to book your own rental car. You've had to book your own Airbnb, and he's giving you the runaround, spending no time with you. And I'm wondering if you guys actually had relations. I can't tell at this point, but more than likely you did because you came that far. But I'm just assuming, so I could be wrong on that. But whether you do or whether you did or didn't is almost irrelevant because he's putting you through a humiliation ritual, and you're accepting it, and you're blaming him. Man, blame yourself. I can't believe you're even going through all of this. Like, it's a point in time where you have to have some confidence in yourself and say, I'm not going to be treated this way. You shouldn't have even gone out there from what you described to us in the first minute and a half of this story time. You're insane for even going out there to meet this guy. But anyway, let's let her finish. Let me know what y'all think so far.
He's laughing as though it's okay. Like, this behavior is acceptable for you being 30 years old. I had in my mind from the moment that I popped on him that if we ever had a conversation or got to know each other outside of this, he was going to go out his way to embarrass me. And lo and behold, this man went out his way to embarrass me. I feel like I single handedly was the entertainment for the entire weekend while everybody stood around and laughed at me. However, I'm new to this. Well, I'm not even new to this. I'm true to this.
No, you're not.
Every time I feel uncomfortable, I left. Same occasion here, but I'm going to give you all the full rundown. I'm going to have to make a part two because this is how bad the weekend went. And I want for you to guys to get a full front seat of the mockery in which he made me the entire weekend. And do you think that I ever got an apology? The man called me the day that I got home on Monday. Mind you, he flew me in on Saturday just to say, oh, I don't know what happened this weekend. Let me sit with it and I'll give you a phone call. When I say, sir, we're never going to have another conversation. In all actuality, I don't think I ever want to fly to Dallas again. I don't want to date a Dallas man, actually. I'm traumatized. But please stay tuned for part two. I'm going to give you guys the full gist and the full rundown of what was a mockery of the entire weekend.
Well, I won't be covering part two because I don't need to hear anything else. The mockery, that's on you. The humiliation, that's on you. Has nothing to do with Dallas. Has nothing to do with a Dallas man. It has everything to do with you and what you accepted and what you allowed this man to do. So for whatever the reason that you like this guy, for whatever the reason that when you saw him on Pop the Balloon, you were willing to humiliate yourself in order to be in his presence. And he knew that. And I'm not saying what he did is right. By no means am I condoning this behavior, but there are people out here that will behave that way if you allow them to treat you that way. So the reason that I'm being so tough on you is because you should have taken you should have taken inventory of the signs ahead of time before you even put yourself in this particular situation again. If in fact this story is true, because it's so ridiculous, I'm having a hard time believing anybody that's sane would put themselves through this. And if you really truly put yourself through something like this, you need therapy and you need someone to help you with all of your life functions at this point, because you, my friend, cannot function properly in society. You just can't, because there's no way you should have put yourself through all of this and continue to go and see this guy over and over, and he was making a mockery. And now you have taken it a step further and gotten on the internet to explain this story, and you want to give us a part two to tell us exactly how he humiliated you throughout this humiliation ritual. Well, this is where I hit the button, boom, and I get off the bus. I don't want to hear anything else. I'm pretty sure what he did was very disrespectful, very degrading, but unfortunately you allowed it. So that's your fault. You allowed it. You had free will. You were not in jail. You could have left at any time, but you chose to stay and endure that for whatever the reason. Maybe so you could make a video on TikTok. I'm not exactly sure why you dealt with it, but you dealt with it. And so hopefully you learn from this and don't allow someone else to treat you this way, and you get confidence in yourself and find a person that actually likes you, and you get to know this person before you actually go out and see them. But anyway, I'm not going to make this video any longer because I know how people's attention span is. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys think. And if I get enough comments that say, where's part two, I will find the part two and we can do a reaction. But as of right now, I'm not doing it. So we need to get about Give me 20 people to say where's part two in the comments, and then we'll do part two. But other than that, we're not fooling with part two. But if y'all enjoyed this video, look at the end of this page and take a look at this next video. And it's even crazier than this one. But that's it for this one. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out.